This video is going to talk about sharing settings in Google. This works for Google Slides, Google Docs, Google Sheets. Anytime that you're using one of the Google products where you need to share it with other people, and we'll start with the basic sharing. So if I just want to share my basic slideshow right now, for example, I want to share it with another teacher to collaborate on, I want to share it to a specific student or several students, the first thing you need to do is choose the share button up in the upper right-hand corner. By default, it's private only to you, and you are the editor of the document. So I'm going to name this as my test document because I forgot to give it a name. And I'll hit save. And what it will do is it will give us two options here. The first one is to share it with a group or a person. So maybe I want to share it with Mike Devola. Maybe I want to share it with Margot. So I just have a few people that I want to share this with, and I want to give them editing rights. Over here it says editor, because I want them to be able to add their own content to it. I want them to edit my work or collaborate on a document. If you don't want them to do that and you just want them to view it, then you would change their ability to view. So this allows them to view the document but not make any changes to it. The third option is commenter, and that would allow them to view it but be able to add at least comments to the side of the page where they have questions about something or anything like that. We don't often use that, but if you're sharing with another teacher, your first choice would be to share them as editor. Okay, you can notify them to their Google email, and you can add them a message, hey, this is the document we're working on, and then hit send, and it will share that document with them. That's the first choice here. So you notice the second choice here is to get a link. So this would be, let's say, for example, I have created a Google slideshow or a Google Doc, a HyperDoc, a choice board or something, and I want to share it with my Google Classroom. What you need to do is change the link down here at the bottom to Garden City Public Schools. By doing that, it will allow anybody who is signed in with their Garden City Google account to, by default, view only the work. Chances are you're going to be creating this as view only because what you're going to do is add this to your Google Classroom. So now you can copy this link and paste it into your Google Classroom, making a copy for each student when you do that. If you just wanted to copy the link and share it with anybody that you email this link to, this will allow only the people in Garden City Public Schools to view it. So in other words, as long as this is by default on here and you've changed this, that's how it's restricted. Now, if it's something that you've created and you want parents to be able to access, people in other districts, you want to post it to a website, you can also choose this anyone with the link. And that means anyone who gets this link and clicks on this link will be able to access your work. Again, by default, it's typically to become a viewer, but you should always check that and make sure editor is not checked off if you don't want them to edit your document. This is really important. So now I've changed the sharing settings on here to anyone with the link can view, which is fine for right now because this is just a test document. Now, most people seem to be able to just share the document, and that's not the problem. The problem starts to come in when you begin embedding other content into your slideshow. You have to remember that anytime you put in a hyperlink to another document, you put in a hyperlink or embed video, you put in an audio file because you've recorded yourself giving some instructions. Anytime that happens, you need to open the sharing settings on that little external piece that you're putting in. If you're sharing something from YouTube, not necessary. YouTube has its own sharing settings. You have to go in. If it's something you created and posted to YouTube, you have to deal with that in YouTube. If it's somebody else's content in Edpuzzle or YouTube, you deal with it in that software. So right now, what I'm going to do is embed a video that I created and I saved to my Google Drive, which is typically how I start out many times saving something that I use Screencastify for. So I'm going to go to Insert, Video. I'm going to choose a video that was recently in my drive. Go to Recent. And I have one here that was on Pear Deck with Immersive Reader. And that's the video that I'm going to embed here. And then I can change my video playback options. And this is all well and good. The problem is that if I don't go into my Google Drive and I don't go in and share this video, when I share this whole document, my whole Google slide with my class, they're going to be able to see the rest of the Google slides, but they won't be able to watch this video. It's going to give them a message that it has not been shared with them. So you need to remember now, when you go in to embed this video, you also have to go into your Drive, go to that document, that video or that document that you're sharing in there, and you have to open up the sharing settings there as well. So I have to go up to the top right-hand corner, click share, and now I have to share that. So right now, I'm going to just change that link to anyone in Garden City Public Schools, which is nice, quick, and easy. And once I've done that, and I've made them viewers, it will do the same thing back in my test document here. So now I've set it up so that once students click on this, they will be able to view it. So it's kind of a two-step process, and it's a thing we've just been noticing. We've had a lot of questions on because people have been sharing their Google Slides or sharing their Google Docs, but have been saying that students haven't been able to find or haven't been able to access the links that have been embedded. So this is the easiest way to do this. And the other option is if you're in a blank Google Doc and you're adding a hyperlink, okay, embedding a hyperlink to another document, you need to make sure that that second document that they're linking to is also opened up for sharing to, and try to keep it with people in Garden City Public Schools if you can. I think that's everything for now. Hope this answers some of your questions about sharing when you're embedding items into a Google Doc or Google Slide.